Hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail, and where we find ourselves today is actually in Cork City, and we're actually outside Elizabeth Fort, which was established in 1626, as you can see. So we're going to take a wee walk in and have a look. Now I have to warn you, just be careful while you're in here, because I've seen a few guys actually running about with pikes and swords. So you just need to be careful while we go in here. And the first thing we see is this thing here, this contraption here, which was for punishment. So if you're a bad person back in the day, this is what happened to you. And so here's a couple of these guys that I was talking about, with the pikes and with the swords. And so we'll not get too close to them in case they miss each other and hit us. This is a fantastic fort. I think you're going to enjoy this. And there's no wind today, or at least very little, which is great. And also, as you can see plenty of blue in the sky. So fantastic. These are brilliant, aren't they? These definitely make it. There's no doubt about it. I said we wouldn't get too close, but we'll chance going in between them. Excuse me, guys. Just to have a wee look in here, see what it's in. It's just like a wee cubby hole or something. He looks like he's been hit. He's about to fall. Excellent, isn't it? Well, I don't like about it, the seaside steps for my knees. So it's going to take me a wee bit of time to get up here, so you'll have to bear with me. Because as you can see, the blocks are very thick. And here's another wee man. He's about to load the cannon. Well, the likes of things. How you doing, sir? Are you a friend or foe? I think he's a friend. I think we're all right. So you can see the gun that he has here is a matchlock. Although there's no matchlock on it, but it was a fuse that was on it, and it was lit and struck the gunpowder, and it sent the ball out. And the gunpowder, of course, was kept in those wee pouches. And you can see the cannon there. And there's a wee bit of writing there. Now, I'm not going to read that out to you. If you want to pause the video, you can do that and have a wee read of it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give you a wee view here over Cork. Now, this is a shout out here for Visiting Dead Adventures, because he's a subscriber in my YouTube channel, and they asked me if I would film Limerick, but I won't be back in Limerick, so I'm going to show you Cork here, and I hope to do a wee video also when we get into the town. But you can see plenty of Cork from here. So you're looking right over the city here, and it's a massive city, there's no doubt about it. So I'd like to thank Visiting Dead Adventures, and also all those who have subscribed to my YouTube channel or even just watched it. Thanks very much for your support and encouragement. So we're going to try and get down here now. So I might have to break this wee video up in 3 parts or so, but we'll see how we go. Because there's also, that building there's the old Garda Síochána police station. So I hope to be able to take you in there as well. Tell you one thing, you're up a brave height here, aren't you? And that's the Lee River. And so, on the 20th of September 1690, The Williamite army attacked Cork from both sides of the River Lee, and you can see the River Lee there. So Cork was attacked from both sides of the River Lee. Excuse me. And Cork, of course, was a Jacobite stronghold, and while Elizabeth Fort, which was named after Elizabeth I, who was the Queen of England, held out for some time, during the siege of Cork, Williamite artillery was brought to bear on the eastern walls of the city, and so the walls were actually breached. And I'll be taking you down there to let you see inside there when we get round that far. Now, within 4 days, the city of Cork surrendered to the Williamite forces, and Elizabeth Fort, it actually surrendered. It had surrendered the day before. But again, pretty amazing fort. Absolutely fantastic. So I'll give you a wee view here of this cathedral. And this cathedral is actually a Protestant cathedral, Church of Ireland. Quite a substantial cathedral, as you can see. So we might get a wee walk around that later. We'll see how time goes. You can see a cannon here. And so I'm going to take you down to a battery now. I'm not talking about a car battery. I'm talking about an artillery battery, of course. But I have to get down these steps first. And there's another gentleman here that we're going to say hello to. Hello, sir, how you doing? Well, he's also a man of few words, as you can see. But you can see he's priming the cannonball. And there's more cannonballs there. And I'm sure these are probably stuck. Aye, they are. I thought they would be. And there you can see the equipment that they use for the cannons. There's the barrel. So fantastic. And I'll just show you underneath here. That's where we were, up above there, standing. As you can see. And at least it's not like yesterday. It was really bad with the weather, with the wind, and also with the rain. Now, I've something here that I want to show you, because this is very interesting. As you can see, it's a tray of cannonballs. But if you've ever heard of the term, which you would think would be rude, but the originality of it actually isn't rude, although it is used in a rude way today, and that is that it's cold enough to freeze the balls of a brass monkey. Well, you're going to find out the origin of that here. As you can see, brass monkey, and I'm going to take the time to read this out to you because it's very interesting. It is said that the phrase brass monkey was first used during the Napoleonic Wars of the late 18th century, when the gunships of the time carried cannon for protection. An efficient method of accessible storage for cannonballs was a monkey. This was a brass tray with one rounded indentation to hold the bottom level of a pyramid of cannonballs. The balls were piled with 1 on the top level, 4 on the level below, 9 on the next, and so on. One brass monkey would supply 30 cannonballs. The monkey had to be made of brass because if iron was used, the cannonballs would rust and fuse into the tray. In very cold weather, the brass contracted faster than the iron cannonballs, which caused the bottom level of balls to pop out of the indentations, causing the pyramid to collapse. and the balls to roll off the monkey and onto the gun deck. It was this that supposedly led to the phrase, cold enough to freeze the balls of a brass monkey. So there you are. What you think is actually a rude term has actually got its origin in an historic action, supposedly anyway. And there's the tray, the brass monkey holding the cannonballs. So very interesting. And you've also got a wee bit of history there of the fort. I'm not going to read this to you, but you can pause the video and read it for yourself. You can zoom in. It's Elizabethan fort timeline, as you can see. So this is an excellent fort. I would highly recommend it. And it's free in, so that's even better. So we're going to head down here now. And we're nearly finished the outside. And then we have to have a wee look inside. Now if you're a wee bit squeamish, you mightn't want to watch this next wee bit, because this is what happens to all traitors and rebels. As you can see, your head was put on a spike. If you rebelled against the government or the king or the authority, that's how you ended up. And it's a gruesome practice that we would see today, but there's a lot of countries did that back in the day. And why it was done was to try to dissuade people from rebelling against the government. So you had to be a good boy in those days. Thank you. So I'm going to give you another wee view here. You'll get another wee view of the church. And there's Jim Campbell. Hello, Jim. Jim's very camera shy, isn't he? He doesn't like being on camera. So I just do it for a laugh. So there you are, that's that church again. And again, you can see a pretty bit over the city here too. So I've noticed that my battery's going a wee bit low here, so hopefully it'll last. We're almost finished this part, so hopefully it will last. But if it does cut out, I apologise. I just hope there's somewhere in here where I can charge it. Hopefully you shouldn't have any problem hearing me today with the wind, because there is none. It's a great day today. Very little. Now just to get down these steps. Hiya. Hello. So we're almost there. This will give you a wee view of the walls. And then with the courtyard to do. And then hopefully I'll be able to show you the old police station. Do the courtyard, and then, as I say, hopefully we'll be able to see the old police station. I've noticed a wee door there, but I think it's locked. It is. The walls are pretty just substantial here, aren't they? They're fantastic. Brilliant, look at that. Now you get a few again of the heads. That's how you get ahead in life. Thankfully they don't do that today. Could you imagine looking at my ugly mug? My goodness. It'd put you off your dinner. can see a few wee holes there. There's a castle wall. And that's the Garda Síochána police station here. So hopefully I'll be able to film in there for you. So do this here, and then there's another wee bit in the hall there, the hallway there to do, and then hopefully that will wrap this wee video up. That's where we walked across earlier. The walls are great here, aren't they? Brilliant. And as you can see, that's the bit we were standing on. I showed you over the city. That reminds me of the old, if you ever watched the old American westerns in the Calvary Fort, where they had the you know the way they had the wooden bit going across the top of the walls for the infantrymen to stand and shoot from. That's what that reminds me of. Here you can see some of the leftovers of the artillery fortifications. And you can also get a wee view out again. So one more wee bit, hopefully my camera will hold out in this section, and then I'll be able to take you, hopefully, if I can get this charged. It might even last for the police station. So we're just under 20 minutes here, just over 17, so we're not doing too bad. And I tried to get one of these tour guides here to talk to me, but there was no give with them. They must be camera shy. So this is the last wee bit, and then we'll do the police station. What did you say this was again? Sorry.
Air raid shelter.
This is the air raid shelter. See, I got one of you on camera after all. Oh, look at this. This is fantastic, isn't it? This is the air raid shelter. My goodness. This is brilliant. There's a wee radio. So you can listen to the Nazis' propaganda coming over the radio. Listen to Adolf Hitler. There you are. Oh, look at that. That's a tully lamp. This is amazing, isn't it? So there you go, folks. So that's the air raid shelter. So that wraps up the outside, and now all's left is to do the inside. So I'll give you a wee view here of the outside of the police station, and then hopefully in the next video we'll be inside. So again, thanks for watching, and God bless.